Welcome everybody to Oldtimer Day in Lelystad. Hope you can hear me because there's a lot of car sounds, a lot of music sounds and a lot of wind. It's the Dutch AAA. Oldtimer Day was pretty much chosen by popular demand, so everybody wanted to see this. Now here you have it. There is less wind now because I'm trying to block myself in the way of the camera. Tell me, is there much wind noise? Or is it better now? Next to that water there, the wind is unbearably bad.
Dat was ook in Amerika en in Argentinië om door het hoge gras te rijden. Want daar werd niet elke dag het gras gemaakt. Eén keer in de zoveel maanden om het winterdagen voor de voeren. Maar ja, je moest wel naar je land toe. En vandaar dat ze van die hoge wielen hadden.
It's really an interesting Cortina because it's a crossword 4-wheel drive version. Pretty much modified it. Probably has 230 horsepower. That's crazy for a Cortina, and it's so light. An old Citroën. Most of the military vehicles are mostly over there, but yeah, that's so much wind over there. You probably can't hear me, but only wind. Another Citroën. We had so much good weather last few days, sun and incredibly warm. And precisely when I want to start filming, it's crappy ass weather. No idea what this sort of car is. This singer. It's an MG. Hello, Rudolph. Hi, Stalin. Another MG. Creepy as dolls. How's the quality? Because the wind quality is horrible.
Zei hij, ik kom wel, maar ik weet nog niet hoe. Want de auto is nog vergeten en hij moet nog gehuurd worden. Maar hij is gerestaureerd in 1999. Toen is met zijn restauratie aangevangen. Er is lang aan gewerkt. In de drie was ook weer allerlei historische gegevens ook van de fabriek. En nu staat hij de AM.
There are really a lot of amazing cars. Where the bus stops are, there were a lot of Model Ts, Ford Ts, but they're all driving around now. It was maybe 40, 30 Model Ford Ts. Another MG. The show. It's an Olympia. This is what the Germans used a lot with staff cars. I'm in Lelystad in the Netherlands. Another Opel Olympia. This one I don't know if the Germans use this one a lot, but probably did. Yeah, it's 1940, so they could have. But the other one was more popular. Rolls Royce. And a little Austin. What's with the whammon? Didn't get the question. Completely wooden body. How's the quality, Mr. Stalin? Quality is fine here. Okay, great. I really want to avoid the coastal area over there because the wind is terrible at the moment. But there are a lot of cool cars over there. I see a Lambro. You guys see the Lambro? There's a Lambro. No Minecraft cars. There's the wind again.
deel op de chassis.
Citroën.
Dat was alle juist sportauto. 356 allemaal aan u voorstellen. Dit is de meneer dat meneer Van Molenaar uit de Porsche 356. Wij zijn nog snel. De Porsche 2 coupé-model auto in 1954. En nummer 72 komt voorrijden, dat is de heer Molenaar uit Den.
We have to go in the windy part.
De heer Van Bladel komt uit Tilburg en heeft meegebracht zijn T1 autocoupé, auto uit 1900.
Another Peugeot.
En deze is al voorzien van een schuifduik. Nummer 65.
And there's a special engine to the side of this this bicycle. British patrol car. I didn't see a British patrol car. Yeah, another engine on top of the bicycle.
Ja, de fietsen van Nederland zijn 50.
Yeah, these side engines or eitjes as well. So these are really early types.
Ja, zo leer je nog eens wat. Ligt in de hand. Dit is een Porsche. En ze worden
Yeah, these bikes are really awesome.
Deze is een
Look at these brakes. They're directly on top of the wheel. Just push on the fender and that's how you brake. Only on the front wheel, so you don't want to do that too hard because you will topple over. Where's the Oldtimer day? Now this is the Oldtimer day. Look at this Bentley. Rolls-Royce airplane engine.
Kijk vooral ook naar de staat van de plaat.
A Porsche 356. Maybe there are a lot of Porsches over there. There's a Porsche. The red one.
Die rijdt ook natuurlijk in een Porsche en die noemt dat dan geen speedster. Net iets anders zijn, maar die noemt het
Unicycle. There are no unicycles. That front is so crazy. But this engine is from a World War II warplane. They have the same car in the Sinsheim Museum.
Nummer 81, Snijder uit Aalsmeer. Met een type T5, een roadster. En dit is een auto uit 1960. En kijk nu nog naar de wieldopper met dat mooie rietje van Porsche.
There's so much Porsches over here. Want to see Porsches, you're gonna see Porsche galore. Another Opel. And a really weird shark car. Aquaman's car, yeah. It was driving around a few minutes ago. Yeah, go to the Porsches. Crappy winds.
Waren zij de allereerste inschrijving om mee te doen aan een evenement in wetenschap van 3 dagen. Vrijdagavond, zaterdag en zondag. Dat is heel mooi weer, maar de zaterdag een verschrikkelijke kou. Ja, zegt ze bij PJ gewoon. Ja, meneer, dit is het langsgekomen net, een boothotel. En dan kunt u al
A lot of 356's here. And a Lambro in the back. Oh, that wind. Jesus. Another Porsche on the side of the sidewalk. You can hear a lot of Dutch people here.
Met een Porsche 356 type T5, een auto uit
An Opel in the back. And a BMW.
Zo'n auto krijg je dan.
I'm going to walk to that Lambro. Come on, more, okay. I have no idea what for type of Opel that was. Lambro. What's that for car? Do you guys know? It's the Lambro. That's not a normal auto. Auto is car in Dutch. I have no idea what for car this is. It's probably British because it looks uncomfortable. Auto. Mr. Stalling, where are you from? Are you German or? That roadside. 10 noises indeed. You can hear that over the wind. Dennis. It's probably an Audi, I think. That's a Bentley. You're from the Philippines, eh? You already said it already. I'm stupid. And a lot of ships. Pretty much most of these, those construction ships you see over there are for making winning land from the sea. So they sort of pump up all the sand and shoot out from the backside over there. Where you see those wheels, or how do you call them, teeth? And they shoot all the sand up onto the land, and that's how they win land. And that's pretty much what they did with this part of the land in Flevoland. On this one, I have no idea how you call it in English, but we don't even have a word for it, I think. Because they done this a lot in Japan, and if they try to explain it in English, they also don't have a word for it, so they just call it land winning. There's a lot of fire trucks over there. Here's that one. Here's the other port. Oh god. And one of the most sexiest cars on the planet. A Camaro. Hey bitch. I'm certainly that I'm going to rape your name again. This is one sexy car. So a Krankenwagen. I only see a Feuerwehr. I don't see any Krankenwagen or ambulance. These are all fire trucks. It's a DAF. Feuerwehr. Dat is a German fire truck. And yes, brandweer. It's a Dutch fire truck.
Ja, maar daar hebben we in het museum iemand verlopen die elk 2 uur...
The wind is so bad that the water that they are spraying over yonder is literally hitting me right here. I'm getting wet from that. That's really annoying. Old fire truck. En een Griekse Deutsch. En brandweer. Zwaagdijk. En dan een old Volkswagen. You can understand a little Dutch, that's amazing. And you're all the way from the Philippines, that's awesome, man. Now, English comes natural for you guys, right? Because a lot of Filipino people talk English over there. There's also eine Feuerwehr-truck, and also brandweer on the front. So that's firefighter in Dutch and firefighter in German. Die Feuerwehr, the last word. And another Volkswagen. I love these little Volkswagen Beetle buses. Or do you call them Beetle buses in America? No idea. You're half Korean too? Okay. I know a few Korean swear words. And Nansamida, I think, is hello or a greeting in Korean.
Bij de Oldtimerdag en bij de KNRM voor de Nationale Historische
And
Reddingbootdag.
then
Fijn
fort.
dat u met z'n allen aanwezig bent in Lelystad en het zonnetje komt ook al door. Geweldig.
I really want to
Wij
go to
hebben voor u
Korea.
in de haven
Hey,
alle
an
oude
Amcar.
historische reddingsboten. Kijk eens wat een prachtig gezicht. En uiteraard kunt u meevaren.
And V-car.
Heerlijk in de zon. Lekker een half uur op het water met de oude boot. Een kaartje kost voor de volwassenen €5 en voor de kinderen 3. U bent van harte welkom bij onze stand bij de oude ambacht. Dank u wel.
Yeah, that's really cool. But sometimes they go into the water too. I saw it last year. Like the propellers. Yeah, they're paying the man to get them, give them a ride into the water. So that's fun. Yeah, the abundance of military vehicles disturbs me. Look at that steam fighter, steam engine. Look at this. That's some engineering right here. It's screamingly hot. Mercedes. Hope you guys can hear me. There's so much noise. Feuer. Ja, Feuer in Dutch is vuur. Vuur. There's the MV car going into the water. Oh, you're African, yeah, a lot. But you pronounce certain words in African different. Most of them are turn around something, right? If you're a native African speaker. I have a friend that comes from Africa, but his Dutch is really obscured. Probably going to take a long time for that African to come. So that's probably copyrighted music. Probably going to be obscured by the wind. So the wind is doing so good. Ja, das ist German Hits. Ja, super. Das ist doch eine Partyspur, ja. In a composer is really interesting. All sort of portholes on the side. Oh, they were really interesting. Jesus, the wind is so annoying. A lot of boat stuff. Yeah, waiting for the Tanvi car to come back. It just disappeared. The Tanvi car's gone. This all was, back in the day, was seawater, what's now pretty much a lake. Because they shut it off with dikes from the seawater, and then it pretty much died out. So it became a lake. That's some environmental destruction for you. This is also really awesome to see. These old PP. No, that doesn't sound right, John. And John says hi from Illinois. Feuerwehr, ja. Unsere Freizeit für eine Schichtigkeit. That's my German for you. I think this is not the German truck. Yeah, this is a Austrian. It's really weird. An Austrian fire truck with Dutch markings on them. The hippie bus. Your engineering exam. Success with that, but that's really a hard exam. Most exams are done by now, aren't they? My gimbal is being weird because of the wind. It really screwed up his stability. It doesn't seem to want to function properly anymore. I think all the Ford trucks are back again now. An old school bus made into a French fry van.
Uit het museum van de Koninklijke Design in Amsterdam. Hier een dag 2000, auto uit 1960. Zijn brengt al zijn materialen wat waardevol is en wat nog ruimte.
Get to the other side.
Daar worden de auto's opgeknapt en weer in de oorspronkelijke verdeling gezet.
GMC.
En dan zijn de museumauto's die naar evenementen gaan.
General Motor Company. VW bus.
122 uit datzelfde museum. Een DAF 3200 met daar bovenop een AA-truc, een Ford truc uit 1931. En ook deze is uit het Zaanmuseum.
That's a really nice bus.
Om ze zo te zien rijden. En zo blijft in elk geval die AA-truc schade krijgen.
there's a Volkswagen. I missed what you said. All that vintage Euro stuff is really cool to see. Yeah, it sure is. I have no idea what this vehicle is. It's a Volkswagen variant. And a T-Ford. And a Volkswagen. It's real funny, in America these Volkswagen buses are a fortune. And here they're not really that expensive.
En hoe ziet een auto eruit als hij nog niet geïnstalleerd is? Voor belangrijk laat dat zien met
En de Peugeot.
en hij zegt er dat de hele tijd bij nog nooit gewassen was.
Ford Model T again. Another Ford. That's Ford Galore.
Nooit gewassen als
Ford T Galore. Going to have a look at these fire trucks over here. More fire trucks.
Auto uit 1960.
I'm going to have a look at where that tower is over there also, because there sometimes are some military vehicles.
Dat komt omdat hij zo'n speltje in het voorraam. Dan krijgen we Tito Prestes, die heeft meegebracht een Volkswagen type 3, de 1600 variant, auto uit 1965. Dat is een van de oudste type 3 varianten, met Nederlands kenteken erop.
Back in the day we used a lot of Fords.
Originele kleur, bordeauxrood, zo hoort het ook. En ja, Tito Prestes, we zijn er straks al bij de FIFA en we zijn blij dat de FIFA vandaag ook onze was. 129 is Hans Koot, die komt uit Lelystad en die rijdt in een Renault Dauphinoise. En dames en heren, die heeft het afgelopen jaar niks anders gedaan als gewerkt aan die auto.
En de Master's Voice, his Master's Voice.
Om hem weer in deze staat te krijgen. Dat heeft hij ook gedaan, hij is weer rijvaardig en ze hebben de afwerking duurt er nog wel een jaar. Dus wat dat betreft weet u een beetje wat je moet doen om zo'n auto uit die jaren op deze manier voor de jury. 128 Bosma uit Dronten. Ook een T1 in 11 raams spelbus. De auto heeft maar één vorige eigenaar gehad.
That's a really old one.
Het bedrijf gekomen bij Wanda. En de kleurstelling en de logo's zijn op de school afgelopen krijgen.
Wasn't it the ones with the colors were more older, because when Ford got competition, they painted everything black because it was cheaper and faster, so they could
Hans van der Burg komt uit deze.
compete with the competition faster.
Ook 2 wielen meegenomen, maar hij rijdt in een Peugeot 203.
So when they're all black, there are much newer types.
Auto uit 1957 en die heeft 11 jaar staan wachten nadat hij is gekomen. Ja, Hans niet, met die auto. Totdat er iemand was die wilde restaureren en wilde dat daar rijden. Nou, dat doet hij nu. 131 is Karel van Geest, komt uit Badhoevedorp. En die rijden in de Citroën C6.
It's Monica Piss.
Een cupmodel. Je ziet waar de mensen in de Badhoevedorp aan rekenen en nog meer van de bollenstreep.
Any piece. You guys see that? Monica Piss from Belgium, from Brussels. I love those pinstripes on these old vehicles.
En die rijdt in een Triumph TR3, een auto uit 1957. En dat betekent dat we aan de ren- en sportmonsters beginnen. De auto's die internationale renners meedoen, de meerdaagse renners meedoen en dan altijd in het hart van de echte liefhebbers gehouden.
Most of the time there are vehicles where the fire trucks are, but there are none at the moment. So maybe they're back there. So we're going to have a look back there in a moment where the fairground is over there. Sometimes there are some military vehicles over there. But I think it's a bit military vehicle less this time. Because there are a lot of Model T Fords right now. And it is a sort of special event that there are a lot of Model T Fords at the moment. So it's Model T Ford galore. I'm going to have a look at that at the other side. Jackie says he needs more subs. Thank you, mate. Hey, there's another classic car down there. A BMW. Do you see that? It's parked in the green zone. That's no parking, dude. That's douchebag parking. Most of the time there are a lot of classic cars on this spot too, but not at this moment. You guys want to go on the Hoppity house with the airplane? The Luftkuchenhaus, yeah. Oh, I thought the blast from the past was the Hoppity house, but it's the GMC. Go-karts for kids. It's in Lelystad, the Netherlands. And that's where we are. We are at the Oldtimer Day in Lelystad. Now, there are a lot of more cars over there. Go-karts. I need to hurry up because it's already 45 minutes I'm streaming. That's going to take too long, so I need to speed up. There's also an airplane engine in the Newland Museum. That's pretty much a museum for when they cleaned this place up and made it dry land and then they won it from the sea. I have no idea what you call it in English because in English there isn't a word for it, but it's land winning. And that's the museum for it. That big grey building with water on it. Hello! Nice people. Probably French. Maakt niet uit. 1909. Yeah, it's a Renault. It's French. Most of the French cars always begin with a number. But yeah, the museum over there, there's an airplane engine from I think it was a Merlin or other plane. Back in the day they had a lot of crashed planes because when they won this piece of land from the sea, they found a lot of airplanes. Because when the English and the Allied forces made a round from Berlin or the round from Germany, they flew over this, but most had airplane problems and bomb problems and all sorts of problems. So they dumped their bombs over this piece of land here, but then we see. This is a really interesting vehicle. That's an old school bus. But yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so also all airplanes made their bailout over this. See, they tried to land on water, so most of the airplanes were intact. Axis planes not so much. Most of the planes that were found here were Thunderbolts for some odd reason, but because of our Thunderbolts and some other bigger Merlin bombers and all the other bombers, and so the big British bombers. I'm not really into planes, so I don't know the name for it anymore. But they had two of them in this museum, and somewhere in the 90s or the 80s, this museum burned down, and all the planes were lost. They also found a lot of cars, because back in the 30s, when this piece of sea froze, and that's how winters were back then, they would drive from Harderwijk all the way to Amsterdam, and sometimes the cars would fall through the ice, and that's how they were found. And I think there is still one car in that museum left, and the rest are all burned and lost in fire. The most people that were lost for a nation was Russia. It's also really interesting vehicle. Look at this whole wood ornament. That's really crazy. Yeah, the Russians lost a lot of people also during World War II. That weird castle thing is Bataviastad. It's an outlet center. It's pretty much all fake. It's an outlet center that has themes like amusement park. And that's a really weird car. There's a Russian car or not? A gas truck. I have no idea what you're talking about, John. So most of the time there are some military vehicles here, but I only see one. And that's the Batavia Museum. Where they are trying to recreate the seven provinces, one of the biggest warships of but they trying to make it more than 20 years now, and it's not shown any progress since then. But that's that piece of wood you see there, that's the seven provinces. Here are some military vehicles. It's a Dodge. And that's everything we get. We have a village jeep over there. And a gas truck. Schnafooper, man. You don't see these trucks much. It's pretty rare. You hate the American cars? Now, I find the European cars are much more sexier than the American classic cars for some odd reason. Hey, another Lambro. Brown. Lambro. Here's a village jeep. And that Volkswagen. American flag in the background. America. Can't get a more America like that. American. F yeah. Volkswagen. Now that's a sexy car. Yeah, that Jeep is amazing. Everybody should donate €1 so I can buy a Jeep like that. All my subscribers. Crap, the wind again. I want to show you the Batavia. It's the only completed ship in the sea of lands. Crap. The wind is literally pushing the gimbal. That's the Batavia. Piece by piece a replica of the real Batavia that sunk. Top of the mast because they sometimes break off with wind like this. And back in the day when they had Oldtimer Day here, this ship would be raised in flags and everything. It's the Batavia. It's a replica ship of the real Batavia. It can float for real. Now it doesn't anymore because it's a little bit fucked up because of storms and stuff. It has some real storm damage. But back in the day it could really sail out. It sailed out all the way to Australia. You can see on the pictures here when it sailed out to Australia. Now that's some awesome shit. And they made it by schematics from the time, so they did not use any modern techniques to make it. They used all old techniques to make it. There's the 7 provinces, the most badass ship that ever was. We kicked England's ass with that ship. If that ship was really finished, wow, that would be awesome. Most badass warships ever. There are some old ships in there too they found here on the bottom of the ocean. That wind, it's so heavy. the Batavia was a trading ship, and the 7 provinces, that ship over there was a warship. It was Michiel de Ruiter's ship. If you don't know Michiel de Ruiter, look him up. He's really badass. He kicked the French's ass, the Spanish's ass, and he kicked the English's and their asses. They literally drove up the channel with that thing and stole one of their own warships. The only reason the English lost because their ships were too bulky. And our ships were fast and nimble and didn't lay too low to the ground. Because the English ships would strand ashore. And our ships could go deeper into the water. Marijn says he is a Trabant myself. You really need to enlist your Trabant in this event. Don't have really some problems with wind. I'm trying to block off the mic. Attraction of wind and a snow. That's amazing. Let's have a look at the last lot of vehicles. There are a few measurements over there. That's also a really nice car. Some other Triumphs.
En hij heeft die auto al
MG's.
sinds januari 2010.
MG galore. The Batavia is not a British ship, it's a Dutch ship. The 7 provinces is also a Dutch ship. British ships were pretty crappy at that moment in time. Later they got better because they copied our ships. Jeez. And really extremely cool. That's so ugly, it's beautiful. Have a look at that thing over there. It's that's really an old one. It's a Stutz Victoria. You can see the old number plate, the English number plate on there. National colors on there. And some traction Avants. Used a lot by the German army. German army commented these vehicles a lot because there were a lot to commandeer. Yeah, nothing really special towards the animals. You'll see that a lot in the Netherlands. Yeah, you can buy this for 17,000 euros. Hello, doggy. Okay. Some other cars are going out for a drive. Rolls Royce. I go have a look at the Messerschmitts right now. A Honda motorbike.
Je ziet ze in Italië vaak
School
bij
bus.
de Targa Florio of de echte Italiaanse renners die je daar hebt, zoals de Wikipedia, ook zo'n mooi evenement. En daar kom je deze auto's nog tegen. Maar ze zijn ook in Nederland.
County Transit
In
Authority.
Nederland zit hier vlakbij, in Flevoland, in Zeewolde, die deze auto's op een uitermate kundige manier restaureert en rijdend houdt.
Yeah, that VW was really awesome. To cross somewhere.
De volgende is van Mike Kastrop. En Mike is de eigenaar van Classic Mike. De naam die is niet toevallig. En dit, dames en heren, is een Siata. Een Siata 1100.
A few Lambros over here.
Dit is de Italiaanse carrosseriebouwer. En dit is een zogenaamde fastback. En fastback betekent een aflopende achterkant. Auto uit 1956 en dit was het deelnemer in de Wikipedia.
People are crowding around the Lambros. That's the most sexy Lambro.
En die heeft een Renault Alpine van de A106. Een auto die ook is verkrijgbaar voor de Wikipedia. En ook
Getting Miami Vice flashbacks with this thing.
En dat is een auto uit 1957, dames en heren. En ja, de Alpine was destijds een topmerk als het ging om rallies. Ga u maar eens kijken op de oude uitslagenlijsten van de rally van Monte Carlo. In de klasses waar deze auto in viel, jaren achter elkaar, Renault Alpine. Renault Alpine. Een topauto uit die tijd. En
That
fantastisch dat
guy
hij
that
hier
almost broke a mirror off the Lamborghini. I think you guys saw that, but the guy just walked into the mirror and almost broke it off.
Dat heb ik trouwens vaker gezien. Dames en heren, dit is Olaf Glazius. Die komt uit Bennebroek en die brengt een primeur mee. Dit is een Bugatti T57 Stelvio, gebouwd door de carrosserie.
That's a lot of boats.
Gangloff, dubbel F aan het eind. En als je een auto hebt die gebouwd is door Gangloff, dan is het een uitermate exclusieve auto. En deze automobiel is dan maar
A show taxi. Yeah, that other Lamborghini was really nice. But I really like the older ones more, the red ones. Awesome. Some French cars. I really love those old number plates that are high up like that. Peugeot. But these are not Beetles, these are all Peugeots and other French cars. That's a Beetle over there. And a really old one right there.
195
This one is also really old. You can see that because the back window's getting smaller and smaller. Like this one. This one is really old. Because it has the glasses back window. And no mirrors to the side. And a dinky toy car. I can fit this thing in my own car on the back seat. The Beetle looks gigantic if you look at this car. It's so small. And that's my boat, or ship, or yacht. Got money. I couldn't even fit in this car. So that's that. Even if I wanted to drive it. Probably have to cut out the roof to fit my head through it. And here's a Messerschmitt. This was pretty much what the warplane industry did after the war. They made small cars. Pretty much because they didn't have the resources anymore. Pretty much used their airplane knowledge into cars. This is pretty much a Messerschmitt car. A Messerschmitt without wings. With the trailer behind it. And there's another small car, also a Messerschmitt or a BMW. It's a BMW.
En hij had die auto al eens in Ascenderne.
Not a Messerschmitt. It's pretty much what the German industry could do after the war. Remote Messerschmitt. And now BMW. Tell your girlfriend on the phone, I bought a BMW. And you come home with this thing. The price is a little bit high, but her expression when you drive it in the driveway with this thing is priceless. Hey, Duff. These things are so awesome. The gearboxes worked really odd because you can place these things in rear drive and could go as fast with these things in backwards in rear drive as you go forward. So you could go 100 in reverse with a thing like that. They did a lot of, in the 80s, they did a lot of shows with these cars in the Netherlands. and they let these cars drive backwards. And they're really awesome. They would crash into iron pillars, and yeah, it was really chaos, those races. I saw a few when I was little, and they were some of the best things I've ever seen. All these doves go insanely fast backwards. You can't imagine going 100 in rear, in backwards. That would be so crazy. I would love doing that sometime. Going apeshit backwards. A Mini. Nothing special about that. There are 4 parked in my neighborhood. And a Ford Angelia. Angelia? Angelia? Yeah. I think it's Harry Potter's car. And a Renault. Volkswagen. Carman. And one of these old tugboats that pretty much pick up all the land and shoot it up to some place they want all the earth from the bottom of the sea. And another Porsche, I think. Or Volkswagen. Yeah, that's a Volkswagen. It's pretty much the same thing. A Carman. Smaller car. No idea what car that is. Maybe a Fiat? But that's a Fiat. Look at that. The front is the back and the back is the front. Whoa. It's so ugly, it's beautiful. Whoa. That's a really weird car. Yeah, that's an awesome looking car. Never seen one of those. Another Fiat. And another Fiat. So I'm streaming more than an hour already. That's pretty long. I think this is the longest stream ever. And a Fiat 500 or 500. And a Honda. Whoa. That's really unique. Never seen a Honda like this before. That's one sweet looking Honda. Some more old tugboats. Some newer ones. A big ass crane on them. Rail car. There's wind again. New Mercedes and old Mercedes. Firebird. An old Dodge. It's pretty much all the muscle cars, American muscle cars. A lot of Mustangs. That's a lot of Ford Mustangs. Ford Mustang and another Ford Mustang. If you guys just tuning in, I'm at the Oldtimer Day in Lelystad in the Netherlands. Pretty much you missed a lot of really old cars, a lot of old T-Fords, some Corvettes here, really nice looking Corvettes. Another Corvettes. See how they concealed this number plate over here. Find some glass or some plastic glass. Some big American cars. And another Ford on the other side with some Mercedes. That's Harry Potter's car there. I think an Opel. Chevrolet. Nice big car. Yeah, I'm sort of hasting through this because I'm almost at the end of the stream. The stream has been going on for a long time now, so I had to race through this last part because it's been going on way too long. I don't think people have the sit-through power to sit through more than an hour of footage. That's a lot of American cars. The Indian. That's a hood ornament. You have an RC wagon. Streaming because I have some more filming to do. You guys want to see a 10-minute video about this, so I need to hurry up. I have some other 10-minute footage to shoot and some B-roll. Another Dodge, I think. No, it's not a Dodge. It's too big for a Dodge. It's a Buick. That's pretty much Bosch. There's some cars to the side of here, some Rolls Royces, Jaguars, or Jaguars. So that's pretty much the end of the stream. I think I've streamed long enough now. So we're going to end this stream right here. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry for the wind because it's really windy out here at the moment. It was sunny the whole few weeks last week, and now it's pretty shitty. So that was pretty disappointing. So yeah, I'll see you in my next stream. Probably going to be all the way in Japan by then. So I'll see you, Mr. Stalin. See you in my next stream. Probably going to be in Japan. So I'm going to do a lot of streams over there. That will be a lot of fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So thank you for all the likes, guys. Okay. See you in my next stream. Bye bye.